get away. Switch.
Until the morning, whoa, whoa, whoa. And we are never going home, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go dance until the morning. Music, we're only human. Music, yeah, let's repeat it. If you wanna fly, come and fly with me. We'll go anywhere that you wanna be. If you're feeling down, here's a remedy. Losing track of time, it's just you and me.
Switch.
Girl, not in your hand.
Where we to the beach, eat, let's go get away. They say what they gonna say. Have a drink, clink, found a Bud Light. Bad like me, it's hard to come by. The Patron, let's go get it down. The sound, yes, I'm in the zone. Is it 2, 3? Leave a good tip. I'ma blow all of my money and don't get pissed.
I'm on the floor. I love to dance. I'll give me more, till I can't stand. Get on the floor, like it's your last chance. If you want more, then here I am. Starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Can't stop 'cause we're so high. Let's do this one more time. Starships were meant to fly.
Bye.